Hey guys, so this is something that I want you to be aware of when you're tracking your foods and when you're using low calorie foods, keto foods, paleo foods. Here's what to watch out for. A lot of the times, the nutritional facts that are on the food are not going to be accurate. And the reason why is because food companies are not accounting for the dietary fiber in their calories. So if you see in this example, it says, oopsies, how do I get closer? Um, in this example, oh man, okay, hold on one second. It says, you guys might not be able to see this. Okay, so now you can see it. It says 3 fat, it says carbohydrates are 19 and dietary fiber is 15. So in this case, they're not accounting for that 15 grams of dietary fiber in their calories. But it is important that we track it because with dietary fiber, there's soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. And the soluble fiber is the one that our body absorbs. The insoluble fiber is the one that just gets pushed out. But the thing is that nutritional label doesn't tell us which one is which. So that's why it's important that we track it. So you just have to be aware when you're picking foods that are low calorie, like I said, the keto, paleo, things like that, because what food companies do is that they lower the calorie amount so that way you buy more of the products. I mean, that is what I think. So that way you buy more of their products because they're lower calories, and they're not tracking for the fiber. So hence the calories are lower. So this is what you want to do. You want to make sure that you are looking at the nutritional facts and that you're tracking it correctly. So in this case, and something that you want to remember is that 1 gram of fat has 9 calories, 1 gram of carb has 4 calories, and 1 gram of protein has 4 calories. So you can always just double check your work when you're looking at the nutritional facts to make sure that the macros add up to the calories. So, for instance, when we're looking at the tortilla here, so we could do the math. So 3 grams of fat times 9, it gives us 27 calories. We're going to add that to the total grams of carbs, which is 19 times 4. And then we're going to add that to 5 grams of protein times 4 equals 123 calories. And this gives you 70 calories. So when you go on MyFitnessPal, um, when you scan the food, it's going to give you, let's say I'm scanning the food, what is it called? Mission Carb Balance. Mission Carb Balance. Okay, so we're going to search the food, and this is what pops up. So we want to select the one with the green check mark, but in this case, it's going to show us the 70 calories, right? So the reality is that that's not the one that we want to track. So you want to look for the one that's 123 calories. So I'm going to scroll down, see if they do have it. If they don't, then we're just going to have to add the food ourselves. If it's something that we constantly use, we can add the food or we could just do a quick add. So I do see it right here. Oh, wait, 123 right here. It doesn't have the green check mark. It's fine. But what we do want to check is that the nutritional facts from the food label match MyFitnessPal. So it's 3 grams of fat. That's correct. 19 grams of carbs. That's great. And then 5 grams of protein. So this is the correct one. I'm going to go ahead and add the nutritional info. Oopsie. I'm going to go ahead and add it to my diary. So just make sure that you're accounting for those. Like here's another example that I can give you is these cookies. So I used to eat these cookies all the time, but now I just rather have the real cookie. So if we do 17 grams times 9 plus 15 carbs times 4 plus 9 protein times 4 equals 249. So see, if you're tracking your calories, you're essentially under tracking by 50 calories. And if you do that throughout the day, because let's say you're having, the keto cookie, the low carb tortilla, the keto bagel, the calories are going to add up. So you might be overeating by 50, anywhere from 50 calories to 200 calories. So just watch out for that. So what I would recommend, especially when you are in a fat loss phase, is to focus on eating all of your foods from whole foods or single ingredient foods. For example, broccoli, chicken, rice, potatoes, because those foods are not going to have this discrepancy. And those foods are also going to keep you full and satiated throughout the day. Once you get into the maintenance phase or building phase, then you can you can have these foods, but just make sure that you're tracking it correctly. And that's pretty much it. Just make sure that you're tracking it correctly and that you are double checking your work. On MyFitnessPal, make sure that the labels match MyFitnessPal to the nutritional label on the food. And if you notice that your um, calories on MyFitnessPal are different than the ones on the spreadsheet, if they're off by 100, you're good, because it's human error, and sometimes the macros are not going to add up 100% to the calories on MyFitnessPal. They might be off by like 2, 3, or 5. So if you're off by 100, it's totally fine. But if it's more than that, then you want to make sure that you're looking at your food log and that you're checking your entries. Mainly, I would start checking the entries of the ones that are like low carbs, keto, things like that. But if it's single ingredient foods, whole foods, then you don't really have to worry about those. But sometimes you just want to double check that and make sure that you're also tracking the serving size correctly. Like I had a client that was tracking chicken breast, and instead of putting 4 ounces, she just put 4. So it essentially was like 90 grams of protein, but she made the mistake of not tracking it as the 4 ounces. So make sure that you're changing the serving sizes and that you're tracking it accurately with the units of measurement. Another thing too is if you're tracking a banana, and if it says one medium banana, you don't want to use that. You want to make sure that you're accurate and you weigh out the banana, and then you change the unit of measurement from one medium to grams. If that food that you selected doesn't have that option, then look for another one that's going to have the grams, so that way you could be more accurate with your tracking. I hope this helps.